Yo, what's up? This is Illusion from RunThatPodcast. Today we were scheduled to have a regular podcast episode, but unfortunately for some circumstances we do not have her. We are rescheduling, so that's no problem. That's no issue. So, we had the equipment here, we had everything ready, and I started to rant about some shit, but that's when they're like, you know what? Save that, let's put it up and let's do it. So my thing was, I'm gonna talk personally to y'all. I spent time with the company, and they give you so much tools to grow, all this experience that you could literally take somewhere else without school, without knowledge. Obviously I'm still going to college, even though it's weak for me. The diploma has never been appealing to me anyways. My big plan is when I get my fucking diploma, just throw it and toss that shit to the fucking side. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking piece of paper. A piece of paper does not distinguish your level of thought and the way you are and behave towards others. And that for me is maximum. The person as you are as a human being, for me, is maximum. I don't give a fuck where you went, what you studied, how much you make, how much you're doing, whatever, man. At the end of the day, we live in this place and we can be gone within a fucking snap. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow. And I know I took that shit from a Drake line, but it's so good because, everything is relative to each other. And I just wanted to give this space of idea and thought right now of what's going on with me, right? So 5 years, I'm about to be 5 years, and I think, and I'm indebted to this company. I love the ownership that was beforehand. Like he really treated me as his own, and guided me through right places and put me into right spots. Obviously though, you do not make a living off of feeling and compassion. You make a living off, sadly, on money and dollars and value of that. And here's one important thing that's always stuck up on me nowadays is, you have to put a worth on yourself. If not, they're going to put it for you. Think about that. You put worth on yourself. If not, they're going to put it for you. So if you do not value yourself, that's cool. Because if not, the other person's going to put their value for you. So you have to carry yourself in a certain way. And I'm not talking about these local rappers trying to be arrogant and saying like they made it and all that bullshit. It's so good. That's the type of mentality they have to win. I'm not shaking you on that, but that's just not me. I'm not the type of person to carry myself with all this thing. I'm a host of a fucking podcast. That does not mean shit to me. It does not. At the end of the day, I value you as a person. So I come in this place and I'm thinking, I'm frustrated with myself because I'm dealing with the love I have and the reality of it. So my responsibilities are a little bit too much. I know a lot of shit, and unfortunately I started to break that. Well, not unfortunately for myself, but unfortunately for the company. I started to break that barrier of the box that I was put myself into. The insecureness of, damn, well, if I dip out, am I going to be able to succeed somewhere else? And guess what? At the end of the day, I'm fucking young. It's still time. You fucking put that leap. You don't know if once you make that leap, either you sink or fall, or you fucking stand sturdy and go on to the next fucking level. And that's, the risk you always take everyday life. Because if not, you start getting comfortable. So shout out to all my young entrepreneurs out there. And I'm not doing this no motivation shit to my aspiring real estate agents, my aspiring entrepreneurs that go on the camera, try to motivate. That's not me. I'm not here to motivate. I'm just here to tell you a story of myself. I go into this fucking place and I do all I gotta do. I go straight into the fucking office and I ask for an interview for both. Well, not an interview, a meeting with two most fucking powerful people in that company, in that corporation. Sit down with them, give them an outline, because apparently anybody can claim to say they know what you do, but at the end of the day, do they really know what you do? Do they really know what you go through? No, that's bullshit. Nobody really knows what you go through, only yourself. Made an outline, threw it on the table professionally, and explained myself where I'm coming from. Explaining myself of what I can do. Explaining myself that I'm aware of what I do and how valuable I can be, and that I have not hit the peak. Hit them with the marking of a price. And as I'm doing that, I was shaking. I was shaking as I was putting my number down, because I knew if this wasn't met, it's a wrap. As a man, as a person, it's like, you tell somebody, I want this from you, and they say, nah. Rejection is the biggest fucking thing I always fear of, rejection. And, it's quite frankly, it comes to the point after speaking to a couple of the people that I've spoken to throughout my years, doing these podcasts, sitting down with people. There's some people here that I've met genuinely that they just break the barrier and they free themselves from this shit. So I'm trying to break the chains, and you should too. Whether it is to be part of a company for long term, or whether it is that you're gonna make that risk to make your own company and work for yourself and be your own boss, that's even better, right? But at the end of the day, everybody faces their own realities, their own actual obstacles every day. So I'm shaking and I'm writing and I'm like, fuck, because I know. And I gave him a time lapse. I said, I need this done. But I'm not gonna be an asshole and be like, I need it done right now. I know how shit works, but I need it done in a certain time period. But here's my biggest fear, and that's something I was talking to Milo before this, and is if it comes down to it, and these people don't do what I want, if they so-called value me the way they say they value me, and it doesn't go the way I want, it's time for the next leap, and that's where I'm scared, yo. I'm scared. I'm being honest with y'all. It's the leap, though, and it's the journey, right? That's all they say, that, yeah, you get to the point where you want to be, but when you get there, you're like, okay, I did it, the achievement. It's like, okay, cool. What's next? And you miss that type of struggle. And something about me, I've always been fucking struggling, bro. Like, I've been struggling. I'm a DACA recipient. These people, they call themselves dreamers. I'm not no fucking dreamer. Don't put me into that label, because I'm not no dreamer. Give those to the people that dreamt and are achieving their dreams. I'm not that. I'm a fucking human being. I should be treated as such, but I don't let that slag. Somebody told me, yo, that chip on your shoulder you always be wearing, the heart on your sleeve you always be carrying. At the end of the day, it don't matter, B. It don't matter, because you could either be here today and you're dead the next day, and it's done. It's a wrap. And then whatever you have left behind is what counts. So I try to be a big brother to my sisters. I try to be a good son to my mother. I pray to God every morning, even though I'm not a religious man, and nor am I'm a fucking sinner every day. But at least I try to make sure. I don't know where the fuck I might end up, Nobody does. And it's that constant fear. But sometimes that fear lets me know that I'm alive. Makes me know that, every other day is a fucking blessing. Every other day is a new beginning. So why not? I took the fucking leap. We're gonna see how it goes. And as far as to the podcast, it's dope. We're not trying to we're not competing against anybody for sure. We're on our own lane. But we are trying to make a platform for all these other people to go. I'm fucking selfless. You can tell the people around me I'm selfless. I do not consider myself cocky. I do not put myself on a fucking pedestal and say, yeah, I'm the... No, because I look at the people that put themselves on a pedestal and I say, what the fuck is that, bro? People take the life too fucking serious. They take themselves too serious. And I think you should have a little bit of ego. But don't let that shit get into your fucking head, because at the end of the day, that poisons you and fucking blurs what's real and what's fake. And all these people that are into the TikToks, all the Instagram media bullshit is bullshit, and we're losing control off of our own reality of what we actually live every day. And then, it always comes down to that thing of, why is our society so soft, so delicate, that there's something, I just read some bullshit about how Petit Le Pew represents rape culture. I read it. It was a good article, and I understand and I agree with it. But at the same time, it's like, bro, it's a fucking cartoon. Back then, I look at all these old interviews, because I to be a host, I have to learn from the other greatest hosts ever that have ever been around. Johnny Carson, Dick Cavett, these people you didn't even know. These people that existed in the 60s, 70s, 80s, David Letterman. These people, you hear their interviews and the stuff that they've talked about, and they were racy, they were very on the edge of damn, that's fucking racist, right? And that's very provocative. But I think now that we're living in such a PC culture, and I am for equality and actually equity, because you can make everything equal to everybody, and usually equality doesn't really work. So we put ourselves in this PC world that we live in. You got to be politically correct. Oh, you can't say that. No, I'm pro this, I'm pro that. Bro, let's be pro-human. First and foremost, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And I'm not reciting the freaking Bible. Again, I'm not a religious person, but I just felt like I should have just shared a little bit of my thoughts in this ranting of me just knowing and understanding. Don't take your life too serious. Enjoy every moment that you have with the loved ones that you can. And, you know, you live and learn. Take the L's, because the victory is sweeter than the sour taste of failure. And I like to fail. I'll be honest, because I failed so much. Fuck, I consider myself a failure. But at the end of the day, I analyze the failure. Then I'm grateful for going through it. And then I'm grateful for the fact that I can be resilient about it. So please keep your head up. Keep focus. Keep going. You're depressed. You're anxious. At the end of the day, time will heal it. Put yourself in a better space. I'm not a motivator. I'm just Lewis. This is Run That, the Run That crew. Camilo ranted about it. Here it is. I'm dismissed. Take it.